I hope it's not too windy on the speakerphone.
That's good. Oh, cool.
That's where I spent my time while they were looking at SpaceX.
There we
And my
go. We're
fingers
now
right-
live on Odyssey. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Howdy.
Hey.
Today we are remembering our friend Mike Warhawk, who recently passed at home surrounded by his loved ones. We feel that a nice tribute. He enjoyed Coffee Club. He wanted to be here this week, unfortunately couldn't, so we're going to honour him instead. So everybody brought coffee along. We got his partner, we got Lab Padre, one of the SpaceX content creators, friend of Mike, and a few of his friends here with us. So welcome everybody. Enjoy the coffee.
Thanks, Aaron.
Nice to see everyone here today.
You too. It's really good to see you, Lewis. I have Michael's
Yeah.
cup from his
Wow.
favorite river. This is the Umpqua River where he caught his first fish and his last fish, where he took his first, well, not his first boat ride, but where he drove his first boat fishing and where he had his last boat ride. And we live on the Umpqua River.
Cool.
You just
Yeah, that's okay. People will pop in and out as their connections go.
yeah, true.
We'll keep track, and every time he gets a wet spaghetti. So if I'm talking a little strange or I sound a little different, I've been through hell and I haven't had much sleep.
Oh, you don't worry about it.
But I don't know. So that's my story.
That's totally
good.
okay.
You sound just fine, Jamma.
Yeah.
His brother had a great idea today to fulfill a dream of a man we all loved and not cost anybody any money or trouble. Just set them on the counter. So they can't ask me questions. Anyway, the idea is to do Curly's Space Kids or Curly Space Camp or whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be a nonprofit. It's going to be an educational tool that can be used by kids. So we can expand the age group from kindergarten to 6th grade. But I need all of you people. I need you all. And it may be once a year, maybe twice a year. Like, I'm going to have to explain it in an example. So I'm on camera and I'm going to talk to the kids about a rocket. I got a paper tube. I have a little paper hat. And I have, I'm on for 3 minutes. And I go, well, here's Felix. And he's going to tell you all about what's inside this. Felix gets 2 to 3 minutes. And that's it. But the links to everybody have to be in it. I want to be like a sub channel on everybody's channel. This may give me a small income, which will be fine because that would be nice, not have to go back to work. But I'm not in it to make tons of money. Like Lewis may have some video that only he can get on his little thing, and I may need Lewis to explain that to kids. Or, how does that sound like something that might be possible? It sounded great to me.
Well, anything is possible. I'd be more than happy to help you any way possible, for sure.
And that keeps me in touch with you all, and it would be a real big tribute to Mike. And maybe, because if we're a nonprofit, we're in for a lot of shit.
There's a lot of paperwork to have to fill out and stuff to sort that, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's just a lot of legalities, and I really don't want to deal with that. So, okay. Bye, guys.
Sorry for the loss of mine.
Bye, Bree.
Good seeing you all.
Bye.
See you later.
Thank
See you
you.
later. I will. I'll call you when I get done.
Okay, you know where we're at. Down there.
Yes, I'll come deliver. Okay.
So I have a couple of suggestions on this. First is we should all plan a get together that's not a live stream to talk about the logistics of it, about how would the business operations look like, if we're going to register an LLC or a 501c3, something like that. How would that look like? Who would be the board of governors, so forth and so on.
Should we do that another time
so we should.
We're not live on Odyssey, maybe?
That's what I just said, is that when we're not on a live stream, let's plan a discussion to figure out the technicalities, the business operations, and so forth. But the second thing is Curly's Space Camp and so forth. The name is good, but I kind of would like to name it after Mike.
Yeah.
Directly.
Okay. Well, he didn't
In his
like
honor,
Mike,
like-
so you'd have to do Warhawk. Whatever is done coming from this Discord and this YouTube that I'm on right now, because I can't get on Jammin' Jama Discord at all. And everybody's gonna let Mike ride for free, so I'm just gonna stay on here. Because as of right now, I have no funds to donate to anybody. I have to find a place to live. But I got custody of Tommy.
That's
one of the guys that lives on the property.
That's good.
And yeah, he's a little bit slow is all. He's a hard worker and a hell of a nice guy. And he wants to be my roommate. And that makes my expenses in half. And I'll take it. I will definitely take it. I think it would make Mike happy to know that I was taking care of Tommy, because Tommy was really close to his heart.
Yeah.
He gave him all his lawn care equipment. He's been doing all the work outside for the past year. And he's going to take all that equipment, and we're going to get him a trailer to put it on, and he's going to have a business.
Yeah. Good.
He grew up in that town. Everybody loves Tommy. So his brother's moving to Texas.
He's gonna go try and like you see how we had Hollywood and the boom of Hollywood in the 30s. That's gonna be Starbase, and people like Lewis over in the corner there are gonna be like the Hollywood directors, employing all the young wannabes to operate cameras. As we start to see more and more starships fly out of Texas.
I hope I live long enough to see one really go far. I'm going to try my damnedest to take care of myself so I can see it. But I think that's what Curly's, the whole thing about kids is we want to be able to spark kids to get into stuff, If you have kids, like Felix's kids are in, and kids don't know. These little girls came in today, and I was like, you guys know anything about space? That's sad. But I grew up in the Apollo era, so they taught it all of us.
But this is the thing to me, living in the UK and growing up, that our space education is about 2 weeks talking about the Apollo landings. That's what you get in the British syllabus for education in space. 2 weeks of talking Apollo and maybe make a paper straw Apollo landing module or something like that, and then nothing more.
Can confirm.
I can't even remember anything about space being spoken about at school days.
I had a rocketry class.
You all remember your school days?
I had a warrior class too.
Painful.
I've blocked all that out.
Yeah, me too, kinda. Not a whole lot stuck with me from those days, I guess.
About the only thing I remember is cardboard hamburgers.
I remember cardboard ham. Oh, the straws that collapsed when you had milk and cookies. That's all I remember about kindergarten.
It's sort of like exploded
Yeah,
out
the
the
bending.
side just to split either side of where it bends. So when you're trying to drink the milk, it spurts out the side a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Crappy straws on the milk.
Oh.
Wow. Long time ago.
Oh, I want you all to know that Mike went so peacefully, it was almost surreal.
Good.
He
That's good to know.
I woke up in the middle, like around 4 o'clock, and Dustin, I looked in here to check on Dustin. His brother was making me sleep in the room. And I went to go back to bed. Mike sat up. The birds were singing, and they were all over the place. I guess it was more like 5 o'clock. And they were right outside the window, and he noticed them. And he sat straight up and said, "Birds." And he put his foot through the bed, through the pull-up railing. So we got his foot out. He had to be stubborn, of course. Got him in a wheelchair, wrapped him up, took him out on the front porch. And the birds just kept going and going. And they were sitting on the wire, squawking at us and everything. And I said, "Oh, look, honey, there's Wedgehead." He named them all. Here's Wedgehead. I said, "Look, he wants me to feed him." And he looked up and he said, "You should feed him." Kiss. And I gave him a kiss. And then he turned around. We didn't hear a breath for a minute. And then we heard his final breath. My sweetie died on the porch with all his animal friends around him, and his brother and his woman. And
Beautiful.
It was really nice. And Dustin and I came and brought him back in the house. And I don't even have to tell anybody that he died in this house, because he did not.
Yeah.
He died on the front porch. I'm sorry, Joey.
Don't be sorry.
Told it so many times
Thanks for
that
sharing.
I'm immune at this point. But it was
No.
beautiful. I think that's great.
Yeah,
Don't-
thanks for
don't be-
sharing.
don't-
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story, and it should be shared.
That's what I thought. I thought it should be shared. Mike was
I'm so glad to hear that he went peacefully like that. It's a beautiful that he went like that.
Well, he was a beautiful soul, and he didn't
Beautiful.
necessarily wasn't a religious man, but he respected earth and life and people.
And you know what? He had the best goddamn laugh.
I know. I know.
He did.
He did.
When he would laugh, he would crack me up every time, without fail.
What are you laughing about? I forgot. But just laugh because he is.
I just wish whoever was
Yeah.
cutting onions in this Discord would stop cutting those onions.
I know, right? It was
Yeah.
Well, he loved all you guys, especially when I was working, man. He would just spend all day, doing, what are you doing? Research for this guy. What are you doing? Research for that guy. What are you doing? Research for this guy. I remember when he would when we were first start talking on Lewis's channel, and he wanted to look for a logo. You were looking, I think Lab Padre was looking for a logo.
I remember.
And he was at the computer for days looking at it.
Even like a year later, when What About It was looking for a new logo, Mike stuck his heels in and wanted to use the same font that he'd used for Lewis's Lab Padre logo as well. And he was like arguing with like two of the editors at What About It for the sake of a font that Mike really enjoyed using for Lab Padre.
Fun, very good.
It's 6:30.
I tell you, I'll never forget Mike. he was when I was just a peon. He was my first huge donation, and I was just floored when I got that donation. And I was like, "Oh my God!" It just gave me hope that my channel would succeed one day. And so I'd like to think that he's one of the guys that really pushed me over the top.
He did that for a lot of people. And Lewis, he was so excited to do it.
Yeah.
He really
Right.
was.
He was a huge advocate.
Yeah.
He was. He believed in inspiring the best in people.
He only wanted to see the best in people. He never judged a human being on Earth ever. Because if he would hear me say it, it will, you know, because all of us have that flaw. He did not.
I think it's just fantastic. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was just saying, I think it's fantastic how much of an impact he had on the entirety of Team Space. I mean, he was part of more communities than I was aware of, actually. I didn't realize just how widespread his involvement, how many lives he touched, really.
The Kevin Bacon of space communities.
Yeah, for real. It's like it's not even 7 degrees of Warhawk. It's like 1 or 2 degrees, and just like of like all the space communities that he was involved in, to some degree or another. I mean, he was one of the first people backing us in total space. He was a long time member and a family member of What About It, Lab Padre.
And Lab Padre from the start, and Angry Astronaut
Right.
from the start, and To the Future.
Right.
He was always the guy to be there first and rooting support.
100%.
Right. Yeah.
Generosity.
Yeah, it sounds like he had his iron and everybody's fire.
He
Yeah.
did.
Genuinely.
Yeah, you couldn't join a Discord or leave a comment on a video without scrolling past something he'd said. And it was I knew of him long before I met him. And I'm like, man, this guy's everywhere. He's everywhere even more than another space nut is. And another space nut's all over the place.
Twitter.
He's the one who's creating all the channels.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like you click on
Very
Warhawk's account, it's like mutual Discord servers 64 or something like that. He's just like, man knows how to get around.
Yes, and now I have to navigate this Discord. I'm gonna need help. I'll have to team view you someday, Aaron, and you can help me.
We can definitely do that. At your beck and call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do not hesitate to contact me.
I'm taking off for 2 weeks here in probably sometime next week. I'm going to Reno and Tahoe.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, so I'm going home. Teresa's gonna go with me. So I'm not going alone.
Good. Good.
That's like a Thelma and Louise moment.
Well, just so y'all know, I don't frequent Discord very often. It's very rare that I do. Actually, I got so much going on.
Yeah.
I try to pop in every now and then, but if anybody needs to get a hold of me quickly, the best way is going to be through Twitter or an email.
Yeah, no, I will. I sent you a DM on Twitter earlier that you read fairly quickly, so I will contact you through Twitter if that's okay, Lewis.
Sure.
I can too, Lewis.
Sure, and you know my number, Jamma, so you can call me anytime you have any questions or you need something.
Yeah, if I gotta figure out what's going on, what to do with the name and stuff, and I'm still gonna go out and film stuff. I'm still going to the national chain carving competition and I have an interview.
Oh, yeah?
I already have an interview with the people who started it, and he's #1 in the world for that chainsaw art.
Wow.
So,
Oh.
yeah.
Awesome.
Get him to do a starship.
Now that'd be amazing. Carve a starship out of a tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That.
Do a starship out of a tree.
Look on Jammer's face. She knows that's now the way forward. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's family. He's Raymond and Tommy's brother-in-law. I can have him make me one while he's here. He's here Father's Day weekend, which is what, next month?
Nice.
I have
cool.
wood too.
Do it live on YouTube, Jammer.
Yeah.
Film him carving a starship. I will get somebody to do it.
Nice.
That
Nice.
I'll on. Because then I'll always have
Fantastic.
it. I'll pay him to do it. I'll always have it. I want you to do that on that piece of wood.
Yeah.
How much?
This past fall, here on the beach, somebody made a sandcastle starship that was like 6 feet tall. It was awesome.
It's amazing.
Be that big, but
It
yeah.
didn't last, but I think it lasted about 36 hours before it came crumbling down.
Well,
Wow. Well, that's a long time.
I even have
6 feet.
on the property who can read the piece of wood I should take. Raymond can read the wood and tell me if that wood will go into a starship. And then I take that piece of wood with me and his brother-in-law does it. That's awesome. Yes, I can do that.
Hey.
Nice.
I'm going to have Raymond's going to go out and carve Mike Loves Jama in the apple tree on the property, so it'll be here forever.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
He said he had orders too. Well, the last few weeks, Mike's been telling me to do little things, make sure Leah gets those mash. He's got the whole collection of mash. Make sure she gets these on mash, or make sure Parker, gets. I have a list.
If you don't mind me asking, what was Mike's final age?
Mike was 58.
Oh,
And
wow. So young.
Ship SHIPP.
Oh, SHIPP. Shit.
As in Paul, yes, SHIP.
Yeah.
Good man.
So, Jamma,
Yes.
have a question for you. Tell us about Mike. Like, we all know that he had a passion for Team Space and everything, but what led him up to this journey? What like, tell us about his life.
Okay. Mike grew up here in Oregon and in California. His grandparents lived here in Oregon, about 35 miles from where I'm at now, on the Umpqua River. And Mike started drinking coffee black at like 8 years old because that's what they took on a hunting trip. And he wanted to be cool like his Uncle Spud and his grandpa. So he had to, you have to learn to drink the coffee to go hunting. So he just followed those two men around in the woods until he got older. And when he graduated, he went to the oil fields, which he was the youngest. I can't remember at the moment. He was pretty good at what he did, no matter what he did. I met Mike online. And that was fun. But he never had children. He was married briefly when he was a teenager. He loved cows. there's a really great story of Mike riding a cow in a real fancy rodeo, but he trained the calves to follow the cow. So he cheated. You had to pick 3 cows out of 9 cows that had the same color band on them, right? Take just those 3 over across the arena to another pen, put them in and shut the gate. And you're timed. So for a few months before that, he picked 3 little cows, they were cows. 3 little cows to follow Thomas, his cow. So the 3 calves followed the cow everywhere. Mike gave them treats every time they went in, and, got all these calves just, So he rides out. They think he's riding out on a horse. Everybody in the stadium and everybody. So he rides out on a bull, Thomas. I have a picture of him somewhere. I'll try and find it in a sec. He rides out on Thomas. He opens the gate, and the 3 calves he's supposed to get are clawing to get to Thomas because they know they get a treat. They burst out of the gate. Just those 3. And Mike's dropping stuff out of a hole in his pocket. And they follow him, and he shuts the gate, and he gets a standing ovation. So, I can
Well played, sir. Well played.
Very good.
Thomas the cow said he was the best beef he ever ate. Well, Mike used to have to drive cows to the slaughterhouse, and he didn't like that. So his cow was killed with his head in a feed bucket. Happy as hell. And he said that was the difference between good meat and bad meat.
Yeah.
I've always heard that the way an animal is put down, if you're going to eat it, is makes a big difference in how it tastes.
That's what they say.
I believe it.
I know driving them to the slaughterhouse after they're pampered and all this stuff at the ranch, if you're fattening it up, you give it the good food and all that stuff, then you shove it in a truck. It's never been in a truck with 30 other cattle. It scares the shit out of them by the time they're there. I know that. Ugh. Reaching for my phone. Can you guys see that?
I think it's a dragon, is it not? Dragon capsule, yeah.
It is.
It's a dragon capsule in orbit or approaching orbit.
That was the best picture I could find on Zedge.
Nice. I was surprised Zedge even had Crew Dragon capsule pictures, to be honest.
My daughter Ashley is watching live. And hi Ashley! Mila Minoki. Sorry, I just told the whole world your name. Deal with it. That's my son-in-law. I don't know what her problem is. She usually would be in here. Now, that's a Discorder. Kage, you know where she's at.
I mean, she's welcome to join us here on the Discord if she'd like.
Hey, Aaron, we have a chat in the Odyssey that needs to be deleted.
Yeah, my partner clocked it earlier, but I said we would get it after.
Which one?
Okay.
Pretty
Oh,
obvious.
somebody's spamming another channel.
Does see it? Huh.
It's okay, I got it.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I got this. Continue.
Your daughter's on the Discord channel. She can come join us.
You know what was funny? When we went to Texas, we got there the day before Felix and Sammy. So we got to go to SpaceX without them. And you drive this road for miles. It seems like miles and miles, and it's a crappy road. And SpaceX just appears around a corner. And we were in the car, and we turned the corner, and we're like all excited because you just see it, and you know we came here for it, and we knew the hopper was there somewhere, and you get all excited. So the first time Sammy goes to see SpaceX, we are driving behind them because we know it's gonna.
I remember.
So we're driving along, and I'm driving. Mike can watch every move they're making in the car. And Mike's like, I'm waiting. And they did the same thing we did. They hit each other. Yeah, Sammy's in the passenger side, and he's like...
Is it like the
Mike.
Toys R Us in the 90s? Where you're just driving down a long road and then all of a sudden it's just there?
Yeah. It just appears.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It just kind of...
It's a weird feeling.
You know?
I mean...
I was in awe.
Yeah. I mean, it would be probably awesome now, more awesome now, but when we were there, it was just like...
Yeah.
It just appeared. Yeah.
And you drive down the road and you see the hopper, and that was so much fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun with you two guys, especially Mike. It was so excited to come. So excited. I'm glad that his brother helped you out so you could be there. So much.
Yes.
I'm glad I met him.
Yeah. Me too.
Forgot to turn on my key light.
Yeah, beautiful. That was my beautiful moment with Mike.
He was a good guy. He's going to be missed a lot.
Good people. Both you and Mike are inspiration. I'm a better person in the area.
Oh,
You know-
I would take...
Kage, why don't you tell him about the little fact that he got us to fit in the episode at the very last minute about the piece of steel from, I think it was it not the World Trade Center or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got us to put that in right at the last minute to the episode, remember?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what that was put into. That was into Perseverance, I think it was, right?
Was, yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I think it was when we were talking about Perseverance in another episode. It might have been even in the HIS series, because I remember it being quite recent.
Yeah. No, just in general,
I can't hear.
Mike was super dedicated to Team Space and was like always helpful. So like whenever we were doing research for any particular episode, he'd be like, "Hey, how can I help out? What can I do to help you?" And it's like, sure. I mean, if you have any interesting facts about, so this is the topic that we're talking about. If you have any interesting facts that would be that you think would be cool to add in there, and you just always pop in with all these really useful pieces of information that we'd never find, and he came across these things all the time that were really interesting things. And one of them, if I remember correctly, it was that. For the Perseverance rover, at least. Maybe it was also something else, but I think it was at least the Perseverance rover. Now I'm trying to remember what we scripted. That they took a small piece of the collapsed World Trade Center towers and added that as like I think it was part of a plaque that they had attached to Perseverance, if I remember correctly. And he always came up with these random factoids for whatever topic that we were researching. He was just always in the background finding things that were just super interesting, super relevant. Yeah.
That's what he did.
We're live. I'm really glad you could join. Feel free to just join in talking. We are live on Odyssey.
He liked to do the grind, he told me. That's why he played the games that he played. He played, you know, the games where you could grind. You go all day, look and look and look. and he wanted something to occupy his mind, because Mike's mind went 3 million miles an hour, and he always had to be doing something. That's why the last 3 days here was tough, because he was trying to find something to do. Couldn't do anything. And I knew it was going to be short time that was going to go on in 3 days. You know, everybody's sad that Mike went so slowly, but Mike went quickly and didn't suffer, didn't go into a coma. A lot of things didn't happen to us that could have.
Mhm.
You know, he wasn't put in the hospital. He's not on life support. We didn't have to force feed him. We didn't have to overdose him with any drugs whatsoever. He never even took a milligram of morphine.
Wow.
But I know he was comfortable because he was on I can't think of the name of it, but it's a muscle relaxer and an anxiety relief. He relieved all the anxiety because he told his parents 2 days ago that he knew he was dying. He said, "I'm going to be dead in 2 days." And he was dead in 2 days.
Yeah.
So, you know, there is that. But, you know, he was a beautiful man. He was so pretty. I told my kids, I said, that was the best looking man I ever met in my life. The only blue-eyed, left-handed man I have ever met. Yeah, his eyes were
Whoa.
beautiful. I have proof of that. So, but he really did like doing the research. He enjoyed it. You know, looking for a font probably took him 5 or 6 hours. But he enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, you know, when he called, or both of y'all called me the other day and told me is to give me his goodbyes and stuff. He mentioned that they had given him 2 months. I figured they had just given him that. I was really surprised that he went as quick as he did.
Yeah, they gave him 2 months, 2 weeks at the very start. That was before we ever met you guys in Texas.
March last
So
year.
he lived. He
Yeah,
lived.
I think I remember. I remember him at one time saying 6 months. When y'all were down here, and then it's already been 2 years now, almost 2 years.
So yeah, he beat all the odds. He kept telling me the past week that he was pushing through, and Mike pushed through a lot. He's had a lot of stuff. You know, he's lost a kidney. He had 90% of his prostate removed. He's had some serious stuff happen to him, and he's always been able to recover. And this last time he kept saying, "I'm not recovering, I'm not recovering, I'm not coming back." So the doctor told me what to look for. His legs got very thin, and his arms started to get real thin. And when I couldn't keep food in him, I knew we were close. So when hospice came, they said days, and it was a day.
Oh wow.
So, you know what's funny? Oregon is a right to life state. If you want to end your life because you're just going to be miserable, and they know it, and you have less than 6 months to live, they will allow you the assisted suicide. And those were Mike's wishes, not mine. And 2 days, the day he passed away, the kit arrived. I freaked out. I didn't know it was coming. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I got rid of it fast. My son-in-law is a pharmacist. So, but isn't it wonderful that he didn't get what he wanted? What happened just the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no horrifying time with him at all. I'm not going to get a whole stack of medical bills. It was great. It was really great. His brother actually opened up the box and laughed. But that would be their humor. I thought it was just extra morphine because they did give us morphine. I said, "Oh, they sent us some morphine." He said, "No, Jama, look deeper in the box." Crap. You know, they do it up right.
I don't think I ever knew his exact diagnosis.
Mike died from drinking because he drove his truck till he could drink, and when he drank, he drank hard. So he developed. Minute, I'll tell you. First, he lost his kidney, but he had cancer in it. So they took the whole kidney because the cancer was encapsulated. But he also, and the damage probably added to the cancer. Pancreas killed his pancreas and his digestive system by the amount of liquor that he was drinking at a time.
Oof.
So, because Mike.
So it was pancreatic cancer.
No, it was not cancer. It was just acute pancreatitis.
Oh, pancreatitis. Okay.
And it is not a pretty sight to see. I've seen a number of people drink themselves to death and nearly did so myself. And it's not a pretty sight.
Quit 10 years ago. Quit drinking. But he had already done the damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, learn. People should learn.
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine that's going through a severe bout of alcoholism, and it's hard. It's very hard to listen to him when he calls me to talk, and he can barely understand a word he says, and he just can't let it go.
Mike had a friend that was calling him that he knew since childhood. I found him for him on Facebook. Oh, yeah, I want to talk to him. Okay. And then he kept calling back, drunk, trying to talk to Mike, who's sober.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Mike was like, Mike doesn't pull any punches. He tells you just like it is, which you don't want to hear. It was great. But yeah, that's what happened to Mike.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I wish I knew everything. I know he got really sick on his truck once, and they've told his parents several times to say goodbye to him, which is sad. And his parents were able to say goodbye to him. His mother came over, his father was here, everybody got along. It was beautiful. No anger, no animosity, and no bad vibes.
That's good.
That was Mike, full stop. It was like, as I was saying to Rich yesterday, even if you were at loggerheads with someone in a voice chat, Mike could step in and it'd all just be forgotten. It'd be relaxed, easy breezy, nice conversation the second Mike entered. He was just that kind of guy. He was a good person.
He was very good. Told him he was good to me.
He definitely brought out the good in everybody.
Yeah.
Great.
Pillow. Ray busted me. I was sitting on the. They brought the hospital bed. It's still here because it's a holiday weekend. They brought it in, so I was sitting on the bed. I was wrapped up in the sheet I had put on the bed, and I had my head buried in his pillow, and I was just losing it. It's like, okay, go away. Go away. It still hasn't hit me. I'll tell you why. I'm still going through crap. So I'm sure it'll happen while I'm away and on vacation, and
Yeah, that moment will hit you.
it'll work however it works. I have God on my side. I believe He is helping me in every aspect of my life. The fact that I'm home alone now is His way of telling me I'm going to be okay alone. This is just how the timing worked out. I wasn't supposed to be home at this time.
And I think
Supposed
it gives you some kind of freedom that like, Mike's been poorly for a while, and he's had you by his side. And I think that this offers you a new freedom to take the next chapter forward in his memory.
Yes, yes.
And
And it's not like when I left my ex-husband, I was looking for a man because nobody had ever paid any attention. So I wanted what I didn't have. So unfortunately, I got what I didn't have. So, oh well, too bad, man. See you later. I don't care right now. It's all focus on myself, which is a first ever, and his memory and all that he has brought to my life. And it's nothing that I brought to his life, it's what he brought to my life. The rock thing, I'm not giving up the rocks. I have to be in a place where I can do my tumbling. You bet. I have necklace rocks that we collected together that we're going to make. If anybody wants, it may take some time. I can send you the rock, but we're going to make necklaces, and I'm going to hang mine in my car because I don't wear jewelry. But this rock that Mike and I went and got, he went with me to get this rock. He stayed in the car, and it was free outside, but he went with me and showed me where to go. You have to look closer to the campsite because I guess they nap obsidian. They make arrowheads out of it. So they chisel the wood, the rock down. It throws off little shards that they don't use, and they leave them laying there on the ground, and they make perfect necklaces.
sounds good. I'd love one.
If anybody, I will make a bunch. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing all the stuff we've been doing together. I will be, like I said, taking the 2 weeks off,
Take as long as you need, honestly.
and I have to get out of here. Take a month.
We're definitely
Yeah.
all here for you.
I keep, guys, my email that I answer is not the email that's associated with anything.
Yep.
So, but you guys know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
If you do, is
Um,
Steffi here?
Yeah, she is. She said in voice chat comments that she's not able to talk, but she said, "I love you, Jamma."
I love you, Steffi. How do I get the voice chat? I can't do them both, right?
No, it's above this channel that you're currently in. It says voice chat comments. It's if you look for the category that says general voice, it's just below that has like a little head and a megaphone. It says voice chat comments.
You're so cute. You're just like my daughter Ashley or Mila. You think I know what you said? You know where I'm at. You think I know where I'm at?
Yeah, man, look
I-
for
Fair.
the dot.
Right above where you're at.
Look for the dot, Jammer.
I'm just gonna stay here. She knows I love her.
Fair.
That's the cutest thing I saw in Texas was Felix crying because he couldn't kids. He's talking to Steffi. I go over to ask him a question. I just barged right in. And he's talking to Steffi on the phone.
Steffi said she knows that you love her.
He gets done with his call to home and he's all said, "Oh, so how was that?" He's such a great guy. I hope everybody gets to meet Felix. I really do. And I want to still meet Steffi. Still planning on going to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. You're gonna have to put me up, Steffi.
He said, "Oh God, I didn't know that, and I still want to meet you."
I have to go. I have to be in house.
You could
Oh, that's
become
okay,
their
Jay.
au pair. You're looking for
I will be.
employment.
I love children. I don't have any grandchildren, so yes, I will be playing with the kids.
There you go, Steffi. You've got a living au pair now when you move to Florida.
Wild.
His coffee's really strong. I think we're going to be here all night.
I've still got a relative good bit to go.
And
Yeah.
What?
To pop open a Red Bull myself.
Nice.
I've been
I mean,
trying to reduce my Red Bull consumption usually, although there's a stereotype I drink a lot of coffee, it's usually Red Bull.
Yeah. I stopped the Red Bulls for about, I don't know, a month or two, and started just drinking a lot of coffee. But I'm gonna try to get back in the swing of getting the wings.
Hey, if we go long enough, Dustin will be here. Mike's brother. He'll be walking right through that door right there with his hat.
A Red Bull extreme diver, wasn't he, Gemma?
He's a Red Bull athlete. And now he works for Red Bull cliff diving. Dustin is in the National Cliff Diving Hall of Fame. Dustin Webster. Google him.
I had it muted.
He's on there. You can't Google Mike. You won't find a damn thing. But you can Google Dustin. He got a ton.
So Jay, that's in the channel with us, just said something that kind of worries me. Red Bull plus coffee equals love.
Is that my daughter?
No, that's Jay.
Yeah. I don't know about that statement. That sounds a little bit intense.
That's what you call
sounds about right for Starship following like Lewis is doing. You need about that much caffeine to keep that operation running right.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, it's kind of. I'm always busy still, but man, the first 6 months for sure, it was just there was no sleep, and there's still no sleep now, but it was a lot worse the first 6 months.
And now you're used to it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, on that really quick, like you have unprecedented footage. Like nobody's got anywhere close to a camera view like you've got down there. So fair play, you know, like you've followed something that has enabled a much wider community to be interested about something that theoretically should be remedial. You know, it's just test article after test article, but you've allowed the masses to follow along, and
that's why we went.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I love to do. I love bringing live video to the world, and I finally found the niche that brings people by the flocks. A while back, somebody called me the Pied Piper, the Pied Piper of the space community. Everybody just started lining up and following.
Get you a flute made out of some of the scrap pieces falling down.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
In Scotland, pied has a totally different connotation.
Now you got me curious.
So there's two ways. There's two ways you can interpret that in Scotland. Pied can mean to be completely off your face on alcohol, and if you've pied someone, it could mean to ignore them as well. That's what I said. There's a totally different connotation here.
Interesting.
On the subject of your media empire, Lewis, I know that our in-house audio guy, Ben or Jettison guy, would love to catch on with you about how you could improve audio.
Sure, yeah, I'm always open to suggestions.
Yeah, okay. I know that. I couldn't forgive myself if I knew you were over here chatting with us and I didn't ask for him, because I know that he's also a big fan and he works in the audio industry for a number of years. So I thought I would at least put that out there to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Great voice.
Well, thank you.
Yes, Benno does have a very silky smooth Aussie voice.
Yeah, yes, he does.
So I will get him to reach out to you on Twitter if that's okay.
Sure, yeah. Anytime.
I tell you what, Lewis, we would have never been to Texas if it wasn't for your 27 feet. And Mike was going to funnel as much money as he could to you to make sure that feed stayed on. Because he watched it 24/7.
Yeah. Like a
Yeah.
militant.
You can't see my living room, but I'm looking at a 52-inch screen, and to my right here, is another one. So he would sit on this screen with his headphones, and I couldn't hear him, and watch and type on your channel, and I would watch whatever movie I want, and you remember, I would come in for half hour or an hour at a time.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, both. It was fun having both of you all at the same time in there.
He was having fun. I shut off the TV and signed on. Because I couldn't tell him. Well, tell him I said this. He's like, you tell him yourself.
I got my own comments to make here.
Your hand's broken, my dear. No, not. And I'm older than Mike by about 18 months. I mean, it's no biggie. But I am, and every time he would get really, really frustrated, I knew it. He'd call me old lady. So yeah, I had to have a YouTube. I didn't have that before I moved in. I had to have Discord. What the hell is Discord? Of course, Mila jumps in. I know what Discord is. I know all about it. That's you. You live 35 miles away. So, if I want to get a hold of her, I had my old Discord on my phone, and I wouldn't text her phone. I'd get her. Are you on Discord? Yeah, she's on. And the first time she ever walked in here, she called him Warhawk always. And he called her Mila. And that's how they communicated the entire time. And a lot of it was on Discord that I have no knowledge of.
So when you were talking about Mike calling you old lady, Mila was saying in comments on Odyssey as well, yeah, you old lady.
Hey, watch it. I'm coming to Reedsport tomorrow. Oh, no, that was today. I'm coming to Reedsport. I know where you live and where you.
I'm coming there, and I'm bringing the back of my hand with me.
All live together in a house, and they have 2 cats that they got 2 months apart. This explains a lot about our kids. Mike said they were our kids a few months ago. Leah's cat will lay in your arm like this upside down and just, and purr. Now, Mila's cat will, and I'll let her finish and Kage, you can figure out what her cat will fly from the ceiling to the floor to the opposite side of the bed to over here. I can't spend the night because I have grandkids. I have to get a hotel. So I have one grandcat that's fat and lazy. I ain't lying. Fat and lazy is my daughter, my Leah's cat. And wiry and off the wall is Ashley's cat, is Mila's cat. So I'll get used to it, honey. Besides, there was only 1 zillion Ashleys born the year you were born. Shit, you was the number 1.
Which Ashley was she named after?
The lady Ashley off Dynasty. Allie McGraw played her part. I love Allie McGraw. I wanted to name her Aubrey. She's going to tell you that. we almost had her name changed. I wanted to name her Aubrey from the album by Bread, the song Aubrey. But her father didn't like it, so I had to name her Ashley. Because when she was little, her original initials are AU. Isn't that gold?
She's challenging you in the Odyssey chat, saying that no, she's lying. I was named after Ashley from Evil Dead. Groovy.
Groovy. Groovy is my word. You're not old enough to use it yet.
Groovy Marsha.
By the way, she's gonna help me a lot when I tell her what we're gonna do with Mike. That's a whole nother subject. She's gonna love it, and she'll be on board for sure. And I know Kage's mind works like Ashley's mind because I've spoken to both of them, and it sounds like Greek.
Yeah.
There. So there's a couple messages to pass along from Steffi. She said, yeah, sure, move in with us when we come to Florida. And then she followed it up and said, Felix said that we definitely want to meet you again, Jamma, in Florida, Texas, or Oregon.
Well, we'll do. I can go faster than all four of them can go, so let me go. I've never been to Florida.
Lab, I gotta ask, your shirt, is that like the Abbey Road crossing but on a lunar surface or something like that?
Yeah, something of the sort.
Yeah,
my wife
I can see the walkway. Yeah.
My wife got it from me somewhere. It was I forget where she got it from. Where'd you get this from?
What?
This shirt?
Oh my. Yeah.
Oh, my mother-in-law got it for me, I think for Christmas or something.
Oh,
I really
10
like
wine
it.
points there, Luis.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Love
think
the
it was.
Abbey
I think it might have just been from Walmart or something. I saw somebody else had one also down here on the island. Oh, it was my neighbor across the street. He's also in the chat a lot. His name is Bert Kenyon. I saw him with one also. I think it was just in Walmart somewhere. No, my wife doesn't think it did, but yeah, it was a pretty cool shirt.
I really love it. Genuinely, it's amazing. It's inspired.
Yeah, I'll look online and if I can find it, I'll shoot you a link to where they're at.
Yeah, and more importantly, if I can get a hold of one, because a lot of people in the US don't deliver, and even when they do, Kage will tell you that UK customs is no joke right now. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I have. I usually get quite a bit of shipments to send to the UK and abroad, and lately it's been really scarce.
Yeah. So with the whole Brexit saga we've gone through, the customs are backed up really badly. How many weeks did your package stay in UK customs, Kage?
Too long.
I remember
Far too long.
going in December with a parcel that I was going to post to Germany for Steffi and Felix. And she just went, is that leaving the country? I went, it is. She just went, it's really not. I'm like, oh, God. She said, like, if it was leaving the country, I couldn't even register it to be sent with the Royal Mail. It was at a point where they were only accepting internal post. It's got so bad down there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And is that just COVID related?
That's just Brexit.
No, it's yeah. So what's happened with Brexit is unilateral agreements in Europe have kind of fallen apart, and there's been no backup agreements.
Yep.
No.
Funny.
Oh, nice.
I forgot about the Brexit deal.
Yeah, we basically had the COVID pandemic, and then just as Wave 3 was hitting, we Brexited too.
It was pretty bad. Oh, wow. Okay, so Mila sent me a link with a shirt, and Kage sent me a link with a different version of the shirt.
Yeah.
so
Everybody has a link for the shirt. That really cool original shirt you had 5 minutes ago, Luis.
Wow.
Now everyone's gonna have it. Oh, and also
Nice.
just so I can do this for Mila. You're welcome.
There it is again. Yeah.
I tell you, I have some kick-ass kids.
So I think we're
They're
going to
on-
end the broadcast on Odyssey. We can keep chatting away here, though. But we've been live
And the-
for about an hour on Odyssey, so I'm going to call it there on
So-
Odyssey.
On Discord.
Mila, you are free to come and join us over here at the Discord if you're not in Total Space, because I think you left maybe. Then send me a message and come join us. Take care, everybody, and thank you for checking us out on Odyssey today. Have a wonderful weekend.
See ya.